Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Sharon and today's video is going to cover my December 2020 budget closeout to include my sinking funds as well as the second half of the month check-in. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks a lot for coming back to check out another one of my videos. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. I already have my expense tracking stickers written out. I had a lot of individual purchases, but not a lot that had to do with my cash envelopes. I'm just gonna pull up my Every Dollar app and I'm gonna jump right into it. I figured since I only have a couple, it'll be easier for me to just get it done this way. I'm gonna just lay down my expense tracking stickers and then we'll go ahead to my weekly check-in spread, and then we'll fill everything in and tally everything up and count out my cash envelopes. And then we're gonna start off with personal. So for personal, I did have one expense for my grooming, and that was for my hair, and that was on the 19th of December. I went to have my hair rebraided, and that was $300. I know, I always roll over my funds for my grooming cash envelope so that I can save up enough to get that done every 8 to 9 weeks. So moving on to my groceries category, on the 20th, I went to Wegmans and I spent $44 just buying things. I'm sure there was some guacamole purchased. And I also went to Costco on the 20th as well, and I purchased groceries, and that was $169. And then for eating out, we actually went to Chick-fil-A 2 days in a row. So on the 16th, we went, and that was $19. And then on the 17th, we must have went again for dinner or something, and that was $32. I know, we gotta do better about Chick-fil-A in the new year. I promise. I'm gonna do my best to do better. When my son passes it and asks for it, I'm just gonna keep on driving because he's usually the one who gets me going there. Okay, and so I didn't have any expenses out of any of my other envelopes. So this one should be pretty quick for me to go ahead and flip to the next page so we can go ahead and tally this up. So before I do that, I do want to go ahead and check off the bills that have been taken out. So my sling bill did come out. The college savings came out. My cleaning service did occur. My warranty payment came out. My $100,000 savings came out. My house account savings came out, and life insurance came out. So we're gonna go ahead and just go to my weekly check-in spread, and then we're gonna go ahead and tally everything and count my cash envelopes. So I already went ahead and wrote in my categories. So starting from my allowance, I didn't have any expenses. So I still have $100 in that envelope. And here is my allowance cash envelope. And I still have $100. Although I didn't spend anything out of my allowance for the last 2 months, I don't foresee this being a trend. If I have to say so myself, I don't see this being a trend because typically I spend all my money, but I think that because we just had the holidays and festivities and things like that, I've been focused on others and not myself. So this $100 I'm actually going to add to my Sharon envelope, which you'll see when I go ahead and close out my sinking funds. This will be added to that envelope for anything that I might need to do that comes up in any given month. And I will also be rolling that envelope over, or rather just that fund over into next year. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this $100 to the side. So next I have grooming, and I did have a grooming expense. That was my hair for $300. I started out the month with $158, and I actually added $200 this month, and I spent $300. So remaining for my grooming, I have a total of $58, and I will be rolling this over into next month. So here's my grooming cash envelope. So I have 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have $58, and like I said, I'll go ahead and roll this over into January. So let's set this to the side. Next, I have eating out. And eating out, I had Chick-fil-A here and Chick-fil-A here. So on the 19th, that was $19, and then on the 17th, that was $32. So I spent a total of $51 for eating out. 51, and I had 55 remaining from my last check-in, so I should have a total of $4 remaining. Here's my eating out cash envelope. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm also going to add this $4 to my cash envelope as well, or the Sharon fund, as I like to call it. Next, I have groceries. And so I have 2 groceries expenses, and that is for $169 and $44. So I spent a total of $213 for groceries. And I only had $184 remaining. So 184 minus 213. I am actually $29 over budget. So let me just grab my red pen here. So this is a negative $29. And that actually could have been a lot worse had I not used Christmas money to actually pay for the dinner. So yeah. Next I have gas, and I didn't have any gas expenses for the latter part of the month. So this is 0. And I had $20 remaining from my last weekly check-in, so this still has $20. And I don't take my gas money out, so I'll just leave that money in the account and roll it over to keep building on my buffer. And last but not least, we have unbudgeted, which I don't budget anything for, so there is nothing remaining for that. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do my tally for everything that I spent so that I can show my results. This is how I fared. Not too bad. I mean, considering that it was the holidays, I'm sure if outside was open, I would have probably done a whole lot worse. So I am grateful that, you know, we've just been spending time at home just with each other and just enjoying each other for the time that we had off. So hubby's back to work now, so I have time to shoot videos. So, okay. Moving right along, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out my sinking funds, and then I'm gonna come back and close out my budget. Okay, so this is my sinking fund spread. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna list everything that I spent here, and then I'm gonna list my ending balances. I already have my transactions for this month written out. I didn't individualize my Christmas funds. I just gathered everything all together, and then I just kind of wrote in the description what I spent the money on. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so for my Amex renewal, I actually didn't spend anything because this fund is not gonna really be required until July. So I'll just keep building on this, and everything that I have here, I will be pretty much rolling over into the new year. I don't plan on taking anything out. So my Amex renewal, the ending balance is $360. Next we have auto maintenance, and I didn't have any expenses from auto maintenance, so we're going to be carrying over $350. For my Bali trip, I wish, but there was nothing taken out of that, so I am ending with $700. Candle day, I had already spent those funds, so there's nothing there. 0. I'll start filling that again in the new year. For childcare, no expenses. So I am rolling over $500. For clothes, I spent a total of $76, and so my remaining is $24. And that I just bought some PJs and just some random items. And then for my Costco renewal, I have a total of, oops, not there. I actually didn't spend anything this month, so I have a total of $130 remaining. But my renewal is not due until April, but I can renew it as early as January. So I'm going to go ahead and just renew in January. So for gifts, I did spend $30, and this was for a gift that my son wanted for his birthday, and I actually couldn't find it in stock, but when I did find it, I did go ahead and purchase it out of my gift sinking fund. So I have $70 remaining. And then for medical, I didn't spend anything actually. So I have $160 remaining. For trash, I got ahead of myself. For school, I spent nothing, and I have $110 for my ending balance. For trash, I spent nothing, so I have $93 for my ending balance. For vacay, I spent nothing, and I have a remaining balance of $1,000. For Christmas, I spent it all, and I have a remaining balance of $0. For Christmas, I bought gifts. I wound up buying more decorations. I actually decided to do a seafood boil, so I actually took that money out of there. So I said, since I had it, let me just go ahead and use it. Probably not the best thing to do, because I could have just rolled it over, but I said, it's bad enough we have to stay inside. Let's do something, and make us happy. So that's exactly what I did. And so let me just go ahead and I'm going to fill in some of the numbers, but I need to close out my budget first before I have the total number that I want to add to this particular sinking fund. So my beginning balance, I could have written that in. It was $4,755. I'll tally up what I spent actually, because what I spent was $1,576. Apologies guys, my battery died. Started out with $4,755 and I spent $1,576. But what I want to do is close out my budget so that I know how much that I have from rollover from my cash envelopes that I can add to my Sharon fund for anything that might come up in the future. Okay, so here's my budget, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with my allowance. Okay, so my actual was $0, and I had $100, which I'm gonna be rolling over. For beauty, I actually spent a total of $48. And so I have a total of $12 remaining. Here is my beauty cash envelope. And so I am going to take this $12 because this is also going to be added to the Sharon envelope as well. Next I have eating out, which I spent $196. And I had $4 left over, which I already put toward the Sharon fund. And then my actual for groceries was $529, and so this is a negative $29. For grooming, I did add the $200, and so there was no difference. For kids, they actually spent their entire $40, so there was nothing left over. For household, I actually spent $91, and for household, I actually spent this money on new cups and stuff, double-walled mugs. I was purchased for myself a Nespresso coffee machine, and OMG, can I just tell you, I am in heaven. I've been trying to stay away from Starbucks, and this has definitely did the trick. So all of those folks out there sharing their content on YouTube about the Nespresso coffee machine, thank you so much. I'm gonna try to insert a picture of a latte that I made. I am like totally in love. Okay, but I digress. So I spent $91, so I have remaining $9. And what I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna take this $9, even though I don't have an envelope, but I do have money in like an envelope that I use here to like take money back to the bank if I have to pull money out. So I'm just going to take the $9 out of that envelope to put toward the Sharon fund. Next I have gas, and I spent a total of $40. And so I have $20 remaining. Next I have variable expenses, and I spent a total of $31. And so I have a total of $19 remaining. Same with this one. I'm not going to pull that out. I'm just going to go ahead and let that stay in my account and build on the buffer. Unbudgeted expenses. I had no unbudgeted expenses, so that's just a line. And so let's go ahead and tally this up. And actually, I didn't do this right. So let me fix this. Let me fix this right quick. Because let me take this off and my grooming. Because although I added $200 this month, I did have $158 rollover, which I should have accounted for that here. So the total for this is $358, and I spent $300. And so it's $58. Okay, so all right. Just wanted to fix. Let me just had to fix that. And so now we'll go ahead and tally everything up. So we had a total of, this should have been $1,468. And then my actual, so it's $1,275. Okay, and then I'm going to determine how much under budget I was, I'm gonna go ahead and add up all the positive numbers, and then I'll minus that by this $29. $193. So $193 for my variable expenses. And then I'll go ahead and add this up. And for my extra savings, I decided not to add anything extra this month. The extra funds that I did have, I either left it in, I'm gonna leave it in my account to roll over for the new year for a buffer, or I decided to add additional money to my emergency fund instead of sending anything extra to this. I left for my $100,000 savings account just in case I add anything extra to that. So this was a total of $2,813. Okay, so down at the bottom, so on the top should be income, then my variable expenses, fixed expenses. And so I budgeted, so my variable, what I budgeted was $1,468, and my fixed was $2,813, and my actual was $1,275, and this was $2,813. Okay, so what I'll finish off the rest off camera, but what I do want to do is let me get my money together that I'm going to be adding in for my sinking fund. So let me just get this together, and I need to get another $9 out of my bank envelope. Okay, so what I have in total to add to my Sharon fund is 50, 100, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm adding $125. And so I keep that envelope with my sinking funds, and I just have my name on it. I didn't take anything out since last month. So let me set this right here. I'm just gonna flip right quickly back to my sinking funds. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is where it says Sharon, I'm gonna add 125. Okay, and then let me just add the rest of this up. So I added a total of $784. 341 plus 125. This should be $466. So this $3,963. And so now I have $466 in my Sharon fund. This is building up a lot faster than I thought that it would, but I'm not complaining. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this in here, and I'm gonna quickly flip right back to my budget. And so this is what I'm ending up with. I'm looking forward to January of 21. It's been a kind of long, short year, I guess I could say, but I'm definitely grateful for it either way. And, you know, as long as the Lord keeps allowing us to live, I'm happy. And so that's how I'm just going to proceed. So I hope that you guys will continue to come back and watch more of my videos, and I'll be doing the same for those of you who have channels. But until next time, I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.